I killed my dog yesterday, 15 hours ago. The doctor was coming that afternoon to put Clifford down. My days now consisted of doing whatever I could while keeping one eye on him, interspersed with cleaning up his poop that leaked out of the body he had little control of, and wondering whether to move up the appointment with the doctor. A few times that day, he mustered enough strength to walk a little. As he ambled slowly in the general direction of the forest, I wondered if he was going to pee, or if his instincts were telling him to find a lonely place to die. I didn't want him to die away from me, but I fought the urge to put him on a leash. Gosh, Julia, how selfish could you be? I felt like Clifford and I were waiting at a bus stop, waiting for the bus to death. We were helpless to leave, and I was anxious because I didn't know what to do to make Clifford's last hours more comfortable. All I could do was wait there with him, but he seemed really calm and happy. The doctor finally arrived, and when he administered the injection, Clifford clenched his jaws, snapped at the air, and let out a haunting yet pitifully weak cry. The cry is etched into my brain, and I keep asking the doctor if that meant that Clifford had felt pain while dying. The doctor reassures me his death was painless and that all animals do that. I don't quite believe him. I wondered if humans cry like that when they die too. The Bible describes Jesus letting out a loud cry before his death, and I had always imagined it as a strong, victorious cry. But now I imagine Clifford's helpless yelp. It's like when I learned that the cry of the bald eagle in patriotic USA recordings is actually the red-tailed hawk, because the bald eagle's cry was deemed too measly. To move his body to his grave, we carried Clifford like a deer we had shot down. Well, almost. His head was supported by one hand. After he died, 2 white dogs would come to our front door and bark for 5 to 10 minutes, 3 times a day. They're looking for Clifford. They're wild forest dogs that Clifford would run off with for a few days at a time to play. I fantasize about leading them to his grave and crying with them, but they run away when they see me. I hope Clifford knew how much he was valued by them. I did a little dance after he died. I felt relieved. Good for him that he was no longer suffering. If I hadn't put him down, he would have died by suffocation. But was it my job to save him from pain? Perhaps a slow, painful death is a part of life worth living. I wish he could have talked to me. I asked him, "Do you want to keep living, or do you want to die now?" But is that a fair question to ask? I can't imagine being able to answer that question myself. Seeing Clifford's grave, I wonder when I'll next wear the hat of caregiver for a dying friend. I see more clearly how much hard work comes with wearing that hat, and I have more admiration for my parents who wore that hat for months for my grandparents. I feel lucky that I can wear it for others around me, and extremely lucky to have experienced Clifford's friendship.
I was traveling the week Julia put Clifford down. The night before it happened, I dreamed that he died, washed away in a flood. I woke up with a guilt-ridden doubt. Have I done enough for Clifford? We used to sleep outside with Clifford in a tent. During the night, Clifford would slowly scooch his way up toward our heads, wedging himself between me and Julia. I would turn my head away to avoid his smelly breath. Clifford loved the closeness inside that tent, and I'm so happy we got to share those experiences together. A dog's capacity for love and attention and the world's need for help are similar in this way. Both seem insatiable and perpetual. But Clifford's now gone, and so are my chances to offer him pets. Clifford had an incredible attitude through his illness. I could see that disease rocked his body, rendering him bloated, achy, breathless, and often confused. Yet he would smile. He was happy to be in the worst possible physical state and deteriorating, but by our side. He passed the time as if it were just another beautiful day together. I wonder about my turn to wait at the bus stop. Who, if anyone, will keep me company before the bus arrives? Will I feel regret, joy, frustration, fear, or satisfaction? Will I remember Clifford's perspective that it's just another beautiful day? Will it hurt when it's my turn to let out the final yelp? We went walking through the forest today, the first family walk without Clifford. Clifford's life ended, but our lives go on.